How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are getting the plastic fantastic on again. We have got ourselves two easy model ones here. We've got ourselves a pair of F4F Wildcats, and we've got a Navy version and a Marines version there. What we'll do is we'll check out the Marines first, and we'll have a look at the Navy one in a moment. So it is in the usual box. There is the selection of 5 in the range that you can choose from, and we have these two right here, and we're going to be checking out that one right now, which I believe to be an aircraft from VMF-223 during 1942. And by going by the markings, it looks to be that of the aircraft flown by Marion Carl, but it has no aerial victory markings on it from what I can see at the moment, but we won't know until we get it out of the box. Most of you will know Carl was the Marines' first ace of World War II, ending it with 18.5 aerial victories. So, well, it is held on there with the typical tie-down. So there is 3 tie-downs, the usual deal. So, yeah, we'll quickly get those off. So with those twisted off, we should be able to get this out, hopefully, without any drama. It can be a hassle sometimes, but this time, beautiful. Comes out nice and easy. It is the usual, well, easy model aircraft. There is a fair whack of detail on these. I'm pretty happy with the detail of these, but of course it is plastic. So if you couldn't be bothered building plastic models and you don't care whether it's not metal, these are pretty cool to grab. So the propeller does turn, but not too freely, but there is a nice amount of engine detail in there, which is pretty cool. There is no pilot figure in these. It's got like even the little rivets and everything. Look, it's not too bad. The panel lines are really nice though. They're not overly excessively deep. But yeah, there's no aerial victories on this whatsoever. We'll turn it over and have a little look underneath there. It has a nice amount of detail. I mean, as I say, these are relatively cheap too. Well, used to be to buy, so you could add some little, you know, little bit of extra detailing if you want. It's not an expensive model to do that too, which is pretty cool. And the landing gear looks very nice. I've had some die-cast versions where the landing gear has been atrocious, but that looks like it's going to be fine. Put it on the deck, sits there without any drama whatsoever. And of course, this is the stand that you do get, so it's tear that open like an animal. So they're relatively easy to put in. That one is very loose in there, and then yeah, just whack that in like that, and that is job done. And yeah, it's just that little pin in there that goes into the aircraft, so there is not a lot holding it into place, but the aircraft is not very heavy, so if you want to place on the stands, they do go on there. But yeah, I would imagine they might be easy to break off if you put too much pressure on the aircraft itself. But yep, that is a pretty cool looking US Marine Corps Wildcat, of course. And I definitely think it is a nice one. But what we're going to do is check out the Navy. So let's bring in the Navy. So here we have the Navy bird here. I think this one is belonging to VC-93 while aboard the USS Petroff Bay in 1944. We have a white 6 right there, so we'll do the usual, attack this one and get it out. There's a stand. It'll be most likely the identical stand. And we will open this up, of course. And, well, it's held in by, well, two tie-downs. So, yep, let's go get those off. All right, with that job done, let's get this out. It should be straightforward now. Now that I say that, usually something goes wrong. There we go. Well, that is very straightforward. This is in the Navy scheme, obviously, a little bit darker blue and a bit of a glossier finish. Wow. Let's zoom in and see some of the details on this one. And it does have a lot of nice detail, like the first one. And no pilot. The markings look really nice, although, oh no, I think that's meant to be there. I thought that was a bit smudged off, but I think that's really small writing that's on there. 4-leaf clover. That does look pretty cool. The paint finish itself is really nice as well. It's not overly glossy, but it is. It's got a nice enough sheen. The propeller turns without drama, but it doesn't spin freely. So it depends if you like to sit around spinning your propellers. Underneath has got a nice amount of detail once again, like the first one. Yeah, the main landing gear looks really nice. It's really well done. A lot better on some certain diecast ones that you can get, like some of the cheaper diecast brands. They don't go to as much effort in their landing gear, and you've got all that weight of a diecast model sitting on there. They do sometimes collapse on that landing gear on the diecast versions. But there is a nice amount of detail. Another really fine looking model. Yeah, I reckon it does look pretty cool. And it does sit there beautifully. And of course, same deal, if you want to stick it on the stand, there's that little stand hole. You just whack it in there, and that is your Wildcat set up in flight on the stand, but they are permanently fixed gear down, so you can't put them in an in-flight mode if you wanted to. So if that's a little bit annoying for you, that's a bit unfortunate, but hey, me being a gear down kind of guy, that's perfect for me. All right, what we'll do though is we'll chuck these two on the scales. How about we bring those scales in? We'll get this off the stand here. And we'll whack this one on the scales. And so our Navy bird is 34 grams. Let's bring in the Marines and see how much that does weigh. And yep, 34 grams. All right, so that is that. So you've got your Marines Wildcat, and then you've got your Navy Wildcat, and they both look really nice. I reckon they come up a treat, yeah, for sure. So, of course, as I say, it depends on if you're fussed about the medium they come in, whether a plastic or if you only like diecast, then you probably won't like these. But I will take some photos of these, of course, and throw them on at the end of the video so you can see the details without my sausage fingers all over them. All right, everyone, and of course, if you found this video a little bit helpful, don't forget some of those my way would be awesome. And I will thank you very much for dropping past and checking out the video. I hope it was helpful. And if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to do that as well. All right, everyone, thank you so much for spending your time here. I really do appreciate it. And you all have an awesome rest of your day. Cheers, everyone.